let's talk about Thom Tillis, Senator Thom Tillis. He says, hey, I'm not running for re-election after coming out and speaking against the dubbed One Big Beautiful Bill. And so the names have been floated around. One name in particular from the GOP, Lara Trump, President Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, is leading the potential candidates, or the names as far as potential candidates, at least from the GOP side, on who could step into this race. And so we have Julie Kay here. And so, Julie, this name, to many, floated out randomly, but it's really, when you think about it, it's not so random because she's played a big part in his campaign as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And she has expressed interest in running for political office before. Of course, she's been very involved with the RNC, and she even expressed at one point interest in running for office in Florida, where she currently lives. But that's really where things get complicated. Is we've gotten a lot of your questions of, is she even eligible to run in North Carolina? That's a question that's been floated for a while, but it wasn't really a big hypothetical until now it's gotten real that Thom Tillis has stepped back.
So many questions I want to go to. So, like, I know you mentioned, we talked about it before, about if she can run in North Carolina, because she lives in Florida right now, right?
Correct. She is from North Carolina. She's born in Wilmington, graduated from NC State, so she has a long history in North Carolina, but doesn't presently live here. But that's where things get a little bit complicated. So we've been looking through the laws today to confirm, and the answer is yes, it's possible, but she would have to do some things first. So according to federal laws, of course, she meets the age and the citizenship requirements. She's more than 30 years old, and she's been a citizen for more than 9 years. So right there, she would have to live in North Carolina or be a resident at the time of the election. 2026, I mean, we've got a while before that. So state laws, though, get a little bit trickier. That one, you have to be a part of the party to run in a Republican primary. So to do that, you'd have to be here, be a resident of the state for at least 90 days in order to do that. So if we're talking filing date is this December for next year's race, she's got to move here or have some sort of address here by September. So
relatively quick.
Relatively quick. So she still has not formally said whether or not she's running. We have some, sources within NBC that have a bit of clues to that. But because of the state laws, we would know pretty quickly if that is the case.
We hear Lara Trump's name. We hear other names. What are some of those other names that we are hearing?
And I think those other names are really waiting to see what Lara Trump does, especially on the GOP side. I don't think many people are going to want to run against someone in the Trump family. So we'll really have to wait and see. Some names that have been floated, in particular, Pat Harrigan, current representative. That has been the biggest name, big up-and-coming newcomer in the political sphere, making a lot of waves. He actually just put a tweet out, or an X out, in the last 30 minutes here, saying that if she does enter the race, he will be the first to endorse her. So he doesn't necessarily address his name being floated. He says there's a lot of excitement around the 2026 Senate race, but let me be crystal clear about something. If Lara Trump enters this race, I'll be the first to endorse her and the first to fight for her victory. So he kind of alludes to it, but doesn't by any means directly mention that he has been considering running.
I mean, that seat is going to be one of the more highly touted seats, probably one of the more expensive runs. I mean, we talked about the governor, the election for governor last year, and how expensive that race was. I mean, you talk about this seat, it's.
I mean, we're putting potentially Trump money into a seat like this. I mean, and it's going to just create, if that name enters the race, a lot more attention and therefore a lot more money pouring into it from all avenues. And we've talked about the GOP contenders. They are probably going to wait and see what she does before they make any big moves. We do have Democratic contenders, and that's because this is, as we know, a state that can go back and forth. We have a Democratic governor. We voted for Trump. This is a state that really can go either way, and it's a very precarious seat that this position that this seat is in. So the only current Democrat that has announced that they're running is former Representative Wiley Nickel. I've chatted with him a few times. He had been pretty open about this from the jump, that this is something he was interested in. So he's been putting a lot of effort into this. He was a representative last go around, and his district was redistricted. So he did not run again because it became just really not likely that he would be able to win as a Democrat in that district. So he's fighting again to get back up there to Washington. Of course, former Governor Roy Cooper, that name has been floated really even since before he was no longer in office as governor.
And he hasn't said anything, right?
He has not said anything. He has told our news partners at WRAL that, or his camp has told them that it will likely be a few more weeks before that final decision comes.
That could be very interesting.
It's going to make it really interesting if he does.
And I think a guy like Wiley Nickel, one-term representative. I mean, he represented Wake County in the state legislature. But yeah, some interesting names. This seat is
some big names.
Some big. Sure. Julie, you're busy. It's only going to get busier.
Not a moment of peace in the political realm. Keeps it interesting.
Where can folks check out your? What time can folks check out your story?
We will be on at 5, just kind of verifying and breaking down all the things we talked about, putting it out in just plain writing.
All right, Julie, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh man, this is interesting, James. A lot can happen between now and I guess that deadline for candidates. So, all right,
stay tuned.